Hey, what's up, guys? See if I can get this live thing here on point, man. What's going on? How's everybody doing today? Good, good, good. Hope everybody's doing good today. So, what's happening, all my fellow manifestors? Yep, it's been a while since I did a live here. So, we'll see. Uh, how's everybody doing? Good, good. So yeah, today, guys, I want to talk about understanding quantum time, the concept of time here. Time is actually the illusion. Man, you guys, everything just passing so far here. How you guys doing today? Good, good, good. Wonderful to see everybody here. Grand Rising. Happy Saturday, guys. Hey, Mark. Oh my God, I nearly won it. I nearly feel it. Good. Excitement. We have so many people coming from Texas, from all over the place. Right. Okay. Let me try to get some stuff going here. Oh man, I had this thing for my phone, but I don't know what's up. It's not sticking. But okay, here we go. Let's see if it stays. Can you settle like that? Okay. If it falls, then I'll pick it back up. So, what's up? Hey, good morning. What's up? What's up? What's going on here? By focusing on desired reality, timeline, nothing more. Fine, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hello from Atlanta. See you from Greece. Got Greece in the house. Nice. See that? I wonder what time is it there in Greece, by the way? Because today's lesson will be about time and how time can disrupt and take you out for manifesting. So maybe it's nighttime. Maybe you're watching this right now and it's what is today's time right here? It's what, Saturday here in the U.S. Maybe you're watching this from somewhere else and it's another day there. Maybe it's already Sunday, what we call the future. But right now it's Saturday. So I'm talking to you in the future, which is preposterous because how can I be talking to you in Sunday and I'm in Saturday, right? But yeah, there's something in common though. I'm talking to you right now in this very moment. That's what I want you to get. Understanding time. So there's something important you need to know. Nothing ever happens in the past. Nothing ever happens in the future. When something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen now. So it's Saturday, I may be talking to somebody in Sunday, which is their future, they're talking to me in my past. But you see how we make up language and words to make sense just actually now. So there's three ways time work, you know that, guys? What we call time. It's three-way works. And you have to be aware of these because they affect your emotion. And they can create resistance or they can release resistance in your life, right? So let's talk about the ways this stuff works, man. Toronto time. Someone will come on here and it'll be Sunday time. It'll be another day time for them. Someone will come on here. Let's go. Okay. Oof. All right. So we have what we call this time right now when I'm talking to you guys. So this is the present. We call it present. And you hear a lot of individuals like manifesting gurus and teachers and all over the place. They always say, man, you got to be present. You got to be present. Present, 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 present. Why do they stress being present? Why do people stress being present to manifest, to create your life, right? Buenos Aires, right? Good Saturday morning. So why so many of these teachers, they praise like, you got to be present, man. Well, the reason why the present is because everything that has ever happened, it can only happen in this present moment. And that's where you're alive right now. Your senses are in this moment. So what happens though, we develop, I said you see clock, you see time in three ways. We have the clock time, which is what you see when the clocks. When we have the moment, which is the present moment, the true time. And then we have what we call psychological time, where you sense time by your senses. Like you can say, it's 5 o'clock, I can feel it's getting late. And then that also creates what's called your circadian rhythm time, which is what your brain developed to make you sleep and be awake. That's why if you travel, you get jet lag, or you go to another timeline, your body can't adjust, because your body has adjusted to the psychological time. I'm celebrating my wins. So good. Good. Someone says, I will donate big time to your channel soon. It's mind's eye. Just good for you guys. Yes. It's always good to give back when you manifest big wins in the lottery, you know. You give back, and I'll use it in my platform to just create more content and help more people. But that's what it's supposed to be, giving back. Donating back. Yes. Perfect stuff. 1:30 a.m. in Melbourne, Australia. See, now it's already Sunday in Australia, Melbourne. See, I know someone's gonna come on here, but yet it is Saturday. So I'm talking to someone in Melbourne. Who's in Melbourne? Let's see. Michael's in Melbourne. So Michael is Sunday, early Sunday morning, right? Sunday, going into Sunday in Melbourne, and I'm talking to you in the future, man. I'm talking to you in the future. You're talking to me in the past. How can that happen? How do you combat boredom while waiting for your manifestation? Boredom is a state of being. It's in the ego. Being present. I'm teaching now the reality practice. We are giving back big time. 50%. Good stuff. Yes. So, do you see without glasses on? Yeah, of course I see without glasses on. These are shades. See? See perfectly well. Explain body adjusting to another timeline. Right, I'm going to do all that stuff first. Yes. Guyana's in the house. Nice. Morning from Long Island, New York. California's here. Woo! I love seeing all my people from all over the world, man. You guys are like big all over the world. Got everybody from England, East Coast, West Coast. But look, all of you guys are here right now. It may be a different timeline. Look, I got somebody in Egypt, 5:30 p.m. Cairo. Look at that, beautiful. Oh man, who I got here? I got, oh no, please God. This guy, what are you saying? Why are you ignoring my comments? Please, man, don't get into your feelings, man. Don't get into your feelings. Nobody ignoring your comment. What is your comment? Put your comment there, my friend. Nobody's getting, don't get into your feelings, my friend. Don't get into your feelings. That's an illusion. Don't let your ego get the best of you, people. Don't do that. You're only gonna create stress. Oh no, single mom, okay. Help me, I'm bankrupt. Okay, no wonder you're in your feelings. You have a desperate situation. You can't be desperate. Desperation would breed more desperation. It's not really what you think, it's what your body feels, people. Remember that. I told you this would move a little bit, but let's try to get it steady. It's not what you, if you're in bankruptcy, more likely you're focusing more on the bankruptcy. Start focusing more on feeling abundant. Like, what would it look like for you to be out of bankruptcy? That's what you have to do. Your mind is just playing defense on you. It's giving you fear because it can't figure out what's going to happen. If you start to focus on what you want, that's when you start to see a change. You got to be patient though. Hi Mark, I'm a big fan from Hiroshima, Japan. It's 12:35 a.m. So I'm talking to you Sunday. Here we go. Thank you, my friend. This is Sakura. Yes, Sakura. I've been practicing every day to live in the present. All right, tell me what is, this is from, who's this? Shani, talk to me. What is it like to live in the present then? Everybody says they know how to live in the present. What does it mean to live in the present? That's the thing. A lot of people sit teachers, they talk. You got to be present. You got to. But I don't think no one teaches people what it means to be present. So we're going to do that today too when we're going to discuss time. So I was saying now. So we have you have three time, right? We made up. We have clock time. We have this moment of the real time, and then we have the psychological time. I want to focus more on the psychological time because I don't think we talk about that a lot, right? Psychological time. Hey, April. Good morning. Welcome to my vibrational numbers. April, yes, this is one of my members here. I made it. Mark, have you seen the new Doctor Strange movie all about the multiverse? Yeah, actually, I did see that movie. I seen that movie on, what is it, last Friday. And if you see that movie, it's more of a, it's all the concepts in there are actually accurate about the multiverse and how there's different versions of you, me, and everyone all over, different timelines. Hey Mark, is it really you manifesting on your higher self, following the journey that's been written for all of you guys? Yep, everyone's following their journey written for their higher self. Yeah, the movie was really good. Okay, so the psychological time, I think that, so from the clock time, and then you have the present moment time now, and then we have the psychological time. But the psychological time is really what messes us up. It's not even clock time, because clock time is something we're just aware of every day. Psychological time is what you feel. Oh, good, look at this. I think I have this new thing now. Somebody just donated $6.98. I didn't know I could donate. I didn't know I had this thing people could donate. I think YouTube sent me this thing where you can get like a super like or donation. That's cool, man. Abundance. Yeah, if you donate, that's fine. You know, it's all gonna come back to you. I didn't know that. So I think because I unlocked something because I got like 80,000 subscribers or whatever. But that's cool. Let's see. Can I see who donated? Somebody else. So for you guys donating, can you just comment so I can see how this stuff works? There. Okay, it's this big thing. So we got Liliana de Cruz. Yes, Liliana. $4.49 euros. I love that emoji. Look at that. This is cool. I donate every month because I'm a member. Yes, my members. I gotta figure, man, I gotta be transparent with you guys. I know I'm always transparent. I gotta figure a way that I could like get to the vibration numbers, man. I know you guys have been so patient and I appreciate it. It's taken me like a month to get to full. So I gotta figure a way. I think what I'm gonna start to do back again for my members, I know a lot of you, I think I'm gonna start to do, and let me know if it's a good idea, I think I'll do a weekly pin post on my community channel. And then for you guys who are members, it's best, why don't you come there and don't put your month and day of birth, and I will feel your vibrational numbers. That may take me a lot easier than sorting through all the different email sources I have. And I could see, because what YouTube does when you're a member, they put up this little thing I can tell you're a member. Like this is April, she's a member. So that's for anyone who's interested in getting their vibrational numbers. If you've donated if you're someone that's already donated by email, just write in the member, just say, hey man, I donated, and I'll feel your vibrational numbers there. I think that's the best thing. Right, what do you think? I think that's a good idea. Oh, look at you guys donating, man. 1758 already. Ooh. That's good stuff. Who we got here now? Oh, look at this emoji with the fox. Nice. D-Bro, who's this? This phone is D-Bro and Winfrey. Thank you. $4.99. That's good. See a lot of 4s and 99s. You guys are just giving back a lot. I know with this new thing, I'm gonna see a lot of synchronicity numbers. I'm gonna see guys donating like 444, 3322, which is good, 777, or whatever YouTube gives us, right? How do you become a member? Oh man, there's a thing on the community. Can someone tell them how to become a member on the channel? Hello? All right, everyone should member up. True, yeah, member is good, because thing is, like when you guys, like you guys know, like 5 years now, I give a lot of content, freely out. So I know a lot of you guys make a ton of money manifesting the way I teach. So it's good, and now you guys give back. So it's always good to give back when you can, to donate, because it's going to help me to continue to build the content. I can build content because that's the donation is not the big thing, but it's just the principle of doing it, because it creates a vibration to help other people. That's what we do stuff for. So it's good to see you guys donating and giving back. See, good. Somebody just hit the join button. It says just hit the join button and the subscribe thing. All right. It's a small island in Mauritius. Okay, below the title. Okay, good. So we got some donations. Hit the join button next. All right, remember now, feel free to put your questions in your comments, because I know a lot of you can't get me on email. So when I get live, this is the time I can answer your questions about anything manifesting while I'm teaching a lesson on time here. So you can just jump in, and I can help you to figure out, to tweak what's not working for you, and to tweak how it's working for you. Mark, how old are you? I am approximately 3.4 billion years old. I am as old as the universe. I think we're all the same age. If you know anything about me, I don't believe in time and age and birthdays and all that stuff, because it's all stuff we made up. So I literally convince my cells in my body to just see things in moments to moments. Yeah, they give you chronological age, all that doesn't matter though. It's just how you feel and what your senses tell you, man. That's part of the matrix trap with age and time stuff. Get out of that stuff. You'll manifest a lot easier that way. Remove the concept again. Oh yeah, look, it goes perfect. We're talking about age and time, right? It doesn't matter. Age is just a number. Right? Knowledge is about downloads. People say, man, how you know so much, man? How you learn so much? Because I learned to tap in. Wow, look at this, Michelle. 1999. Thank you for your mentorship. Oh, Michelle, thank you. That's excellent. What is the most important lesson you've learned from when you started to now? Oh, that's a great question here. Yeah, that is an excellent question. What is the most important lesson I know now that I didn't know back then? Okay, you're making me think now. A lot of people don't make Mark think, so Mark is thinking now. What would it? There's so much things that I've learned, but what is it now? That's a good one. As I'm cycling right now through the downloads of all the stuff I've learned and I've been teaching, and I'm now calculating what would be the most. Okay, this is it right here. The most important lesson I've learned from when I started to now is how quickly my reality can change in an instant. I've gotten to appreciate and to observe how fast things can turn around once I become present. I was aware of that before, but now, being in the moment, I can see when things can be up and down, because I've noticed there are situations in my life that when I'm not fully present, I don't see the change. And look, this is important, because what it does for me, it gives me the confidence and it gives me the certainty to know that I can flip my life around on a dime. Even when it seems like the worst stuff's happening, boom, I can flip it around. I made a live video. I'm gonna post it on Monday. It's about mastering your subconscious mind. So it's gonna come out on Monday. It's like, look, I've been making like videos longer because I guess you guys like it. So I've been doing like 1 hour, 2 hour videos, because you can get it's jam packed with a lot of information. If you can't watch it all the time, just watch it when you can. See, look at this. I knew somebody was gonna start doing the donations in Synchronicities. For Rob Black 777. Hey Mark, check your Facebook lottery group. Some of us are trying to join membership pending. I use your methods and won about every week. Good, $120. So what is this? Oh, the membership pending. Okay, you have to go in there and check. Maybe the administrators. I'll go in there and check. Thank you. Thank Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Rob. I'll definitely do that. Um, is watching entertainment a bad thing since the product of the Matrix? No. Look, guys, I want you to get something first. We live in the Matrix. So we can take advantage of the Matrix, like good stuff in the Matrix for us. I always say, look, the key for the Matrix is this: observe, but don't absorb. See, I could go watch movies and I could watch stuff, but it doesn't sink into me as an absorbing. I'm observing it. See, that's what you have to learn about the Matrix. You can take part in everything. You can go to sports, entertainment, as long as you don't become entangled or entwined or let it take you over. That's the thing about the Matrix. So you can watch movies, whatever, scary movies, just don't let it sink in your head and in other words, don't make it define your reality. Mark, can you tell me I will win the big one soon? I can tell you it's going to happen very soon, because the fact that you're saying it right now is a confirmation, and I'm here telling it to you is no coincidence. So this was lined up today at this exact time. You said this comment and I read it. You're going to win. Take me as a confirmation. I rather the short video ones. Yeah, I make the shorts one. I do the YouTube shorts. So when I do these videos, man, guys, I'm just rolling, man. I'm getting downloads, so it's not like I can control when I'm going to stop. It's just when my higher self says, all right, stop. So usually they go hour, 2 hours. It just depends on the vibe I'm in. How do we collapse time and space? All right, that's a good question too. But I want to go back to someone asked me, like, what's the biggest change? But that's the biggest change, is to understand that things can change instantly because reality is an illusion. And now if someone asks me if you want to collapse time and space, did you know that you are already collapsing time and space right now? So there's nothing you need to do to collapse time and space. What you want, I think the question you want to ask me is, how can you use time and space at your advantage, right? Collapse time and maybe the time in your favor, what we call time. That may be the better question to ask me. But everything bends gravity. So you know what gravity is, right? So gravity, and I think this may explain why some people don't age and some people look very young for long periods of time. And I'm going to explain to you why that. Because they're collapsing space and time. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So you see me right now, and you and I, so let's talk about a little science and gravity and physics and how stuff works. So remember, gravity is the effects of a mass. So if I take this bottle of water here, it's called mass. Look, I'm holding it in space. I'm actually bending the space-time around this right now because it's a mass. You and me, every time we're moving or we're sitting still, I'm still surrounded by space, and I'm a mass. So I am technically affecting gravity. So not only am I affecting gravity, I'm also affecting what's called the time. Like space-time is one. So I can affect time, or what I call time is I can affect the way my cells speed up or my cells slow down, which is called entropy. So what I believe is people who master what time is when they just continue to look young, or they stay energetic, and they're chronological age, maybe they be 70 years old and they're in their 40s. I think these people, what they're doing is they're using their body's mass to affect the space-time through their cells. And what do I mean by that? I believe that the more someone can remain optimistic, the more their life is surrounded by, having a high vibration, or by focusing in the present. I believe that because of the energy they put their cells, the energy that their cells produce is enough to curve the space-time warp around their body. So that means when they're walking, their perception of time slows down. Hence, they age less than another person walking around that's filled up with stress and toxic stuff. That's what's been downloaded and given to me. So that's how you collapse space-time. Because everything controls mass. You know what I'm saying? So that's a download that was given to me from the universe. And again, it's scientific because gravity to warp gravity, you have to put mass on it. So you are constantly shifting every single moment. When you walk, you're bending space time. You're controlling time. And now remember, to bend space time, you have to have amount of energy, right? It takes energy to do that stuff. So if you can imagine that if you're someone that's always optimistic, if you're always thinking of good stuff, if you're always seeing the best that could happen for you, if you're not surrounding yourself with toxic people and toxic stuff, substances, if you're eating good, if you're doing all this, your cells are going to have more energy, and it's going to push out, which is going to create more mass to bend the space around. That means now your cells are going to react to entropy less. In other words, they're not going to age or create free radicals or create inflammation. They'll slow down. See, do you see how that makes sense? Do you see how it works? Okay. So I want people to understand that, right? So, and look, I can show you this too, because like now we're like you guys, all of us now we're in this new age, right? We call it age of Aquarius. There's a lot of stuff happening right now that's going to shape the history of humanity and all of us moving forward in the next 15 to 20 years, or what they call years. And some of that stuff now, you guys may have seen it in the news and stuff, they're finding out that we may have other civilizations or other technological beings. I think Congress had a hearing for the first time on what they call the UFOs and UAPs. But this is all old news. I think many of you know that these beings have been here for thousands of years. There's actually paintings with these beings drawn in the Victorian era with this. So what's happening now, I think we're peering into it. And I want to talk about some of the technologies that they discovered and they have from these beings. 1111. Thank you. Fern dog. Hello, Mark. So I like this donation here, because you can donate. You can have a big question here, so I can answer it. Hello, Mark. I'm going to get back to the technology, but let me take this question. Hello, Mark. When you scratch off your ticket, do you scratch off all the numbers, or do you just scratch the barcode to check it's a winner? That is, do you take the time to play the game? Yes. Most of the games, I take the time to play the games, except like maybe the crossword ones. So they have these crossword puzzles. Sometimes I'll sit there and cross it out, but most of the time with the crossword ones, I'll just do the barcode. But with all the other games, I will definitely just scratch the thing. And what I do with the games is I'll just scratch the numbers. I don't scratch the numbers to tell the prize. I just scratch and see if there's a symbol. Like usually a symbol, there's a win there. And that's my way of having fun. And then sometimes I do scratch the numbers. So it just depends on how you feel. But look, you got to do it because it's fun now. Okay, so that's the thing, right? Do our surroundings, like neighbor fighting, act as a subliminal? No, the only way it could act as a subliminal if it's happened 365 days a year. No, it's not going to be a subliminal. Talk more about scripting, Mark. I love how you explain it. Okay, so scripting, when you're going to script something, you want to script something in the present or in the past. It's more powerful that way. Don't ever script something in the future, because you're going to be out of coherence with your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind will create stuff. So when you're scripting, you have to script as if you remembered something you did. Man, it felt good when I won the lottery. It was I remember that day when I went into the office and I bought the ticket and it says $50,000. See, I'm going in the past. When I script that way, it's already happened. And technically, everything that has ever happened has already happened. That's a deep one there. I'll get to that. So when I script that way, my subconscious now is constantly monitoring my present. So if my subconscious now sees that something doesn't add up, now it has to make sure, keyword, make sure I match what I script as a memory. And that also helps my ego to become detached, because when I write things in the past, my ego thinks I'm just being stupid or playing around. See, that's good, so my ego wouldn't bother me. My ego bothers me now when I start to write things in the future, because now it's looking to see how I'm going to do that. Remember the thing with your ego, it can't see everything, so it's going to get stumped, and that's where you're going to meet resistance. It's going to tell you, well, you can't do that. How are you going to make that money? How are you going to manifest that job? How are you going to manifest that win? So that's why when you script, always script in the past as if it happened, or script in the present like it's happening. Present one would be like this. It was so awesome when I won. I felt good today. I'm now on my way to buy my new da-da-da car. That reminds me, I have to get the tickets to take my trip to Borneo, wherever. See how you do stuff? Don't script in the present. And notice when I script, I don't put dates in there. $4.99. Thank you, Gwendolyn. Needed my life to change and your visit showed up. Thank you for following your purpose. Thank you, Gwendolyn. Well, thank you guys for following and your purpose by following me so I can help you. So I help you, you help me. We all help each other. Look at this, 6144. That's the contributions. So I just got a download. The universe has told me, someone, whatever state you're in, you need to go play 6144. Look at you, I'm already making some of you guys rich already. 6144. Just like that, straight, it's gonna come out. So if you what state you're in, go play 6144. That just came to me. Now watch, somebody's gonna message me and say, hey Mark, that 6144 came out. 6144, that's the donations I'm up to now. Mark, whether it's ego or a nudge, how to tell before taking action. All right, so here's the rule of it. Whenever it's ego, you're going to meet the following feelings. You're either going to feel nervous, you're going to feel anxious, you're going to feel a little uncertainty, you're going to feel rush. That's when you don't want to rush or do anything. When it's inspired action, you're not going to feel any of those. You're just going to do something. The feeling you'll get with inspired action is like feels like the next logical step. It'll feel like this. Like right now I'm talking to you, I feel a little thirsty, so I just drink my water. Put my water back down. There was no feelings there. That's inspired action. See that? I wasn't feeling anxious. My brain says, Mark, you're talking, so you want to drink a little water now. See that? I just boom picked it. There wasn't like, I don't know. Do I feel like I want to drink this water? And see, that's the easy. See, I just showed you how to. This stuff work without your ego by drinking a bottle of water. Because you can relate to that. That's an example of inspired action. Mark, can you manifest 20,000 in a month? And what should you do in your daily life to do it? Man, you could manifest 20,000 in a day. I manifested $15,000 in one day. And I manifested $20,000 as well too. Yeah, so you can manifest anything. The key is to take it out and don't look at it as a month. You got to look at your manifesting now. That's how your subconscious is going to be able to help you more than that. All right. So I was talking about the technology, right? About gravity and time. So like some of these crafts, they have the ability to bend space-time. So what happens is when they bend space and time, you also bend light. So that means you can warp space-time. So if you look at a craft like these UFO crafts, if you go under the craft and look up at it from underneath the belly of it, you can't see it. It look invisible to you because gravity, when you create artificial gravity, it'll bend the light around it. So you're like, the only way you'll see the craft is if you come out and you can see the side of it. But it show that little tip right there just is going to show you a big example of how the universe works. That everything is like interconnected. Like the universe is a bubble that you can rip and tear, and you can go through different portals and dimensions. And the access, you can access all these dimensions. I remember I talk about these different dimensions up to 13 dimensions, and all these infinite parallel worlds. You can actually access these worlds through your mental capacity, through the mind. Your mind is like the module, or your mind is like the drive that powers this stuff. So when you access different worlds, did you know when you're dreaming, you may actually be interacting or experiencing parallel selves of you when you go to dream world? If you ever see a dream and you're doing weird stuff and you're doing this, you're actually tapping into one of those realities. When you astral project, you're doing that. When you visualize, you're doing that. When you meditate, you do that. So you can access these different worlds, right? I was literally reading the CIA document on the gateway. Yes. And the thing, look, I want to show you something deep now. Like with these crafts and these technology, because look, it's real, guys. I mean, this is a new era now. We're not the only ones here, and there's other civilizations way more advanced. An interesting thing about these crafts, how they operate, is let's say the pilot or the person piloting the craft is connected to the craft mind with their consciousness. So when they see space-time in the mind, the craft sees space-time the same thing. And repeat that. Mind now is merging with the machine. Your consciousness has the ability to warp space-time. Just like your body is warping space-time right now. You just can't feel it. You have mass, so you're affecting your timeline right now. So if you're someone who wants to master like looking good and keeping what you call chronologically young, you have to now feed your cells with positive energy, which will create more mass around you. The more mass you have, the more you can slow time and space down, which then slows your cell down, which slows what you call chronological aging down. Do we manifest paranormal events such as seeing UFOs? Well, UFOs aren't paranormal events. They're actually a real thing there. It's just, but I get what you're saying. Paranormal events, we manifest, everything we encounter is a part of our plan and our purpose. Nothing you ever experience in your life is by a coincidence. Now, I want to go back to the psychological time. I told you there's 3 levels of time: clock time, the present time, and then psychological time. How can I manifest 30,000 today, please? If you believe you can manifest, you'll get 30,000. That's more of a question of your belief and how high it is, and your ability to see 30,000 like 30 cents and focus and then listen for inspired action. So with the psychological time, what the psychological time does, it really affects not your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind doesn't have awareness of time, right? So there's no hours or days when it comes to the unconscious mind. Okay, because that's why your body is in a constant state of your heart rate is keep beating, because if there was time, your subconscious would say, all right, let me take time off. It's the Sunday, so everybody's more slow on Sunday, so let me slow all the body systems down on Sunday. Let me let your heart rate chill out. Let me let your blood pressure go down. Your subconscious doesn't understand that stuff. That's why your body is in constant motion. That's why you can't control your own digestion. You can't control the rhythm of your heart. You can't control your homeostasis. Everything is just one constant motion because there's no awareness of the time. Now, the psychological time does, however, affect your linear or conscious mind, and that's where the problem is, because we perceive psychological time, and your ego now will want to show you the future. And think about the future. If you let your ego show you the future, it ain't gonna be good. Your ego wants to show you stuff that's always not good. It'll never try to show you the best that could happen. It always tries to show you, well, Mark, I'm gonna tell you to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's what it does. So instead of show me the best, it'll always show me the worst and then tell me just to hope for the best. All right? See how that works? All right. What is this Bible stuff? What? Does quantum jumping eliminate limiting beliefs? Nope. Quantum jumping just gets you into a desired reality to experience the thing. Your subconscious is still there. If you have these limiting beliefs, it's just a matter of time before you sabotage yourself. So you have to go. David Dane for $4.99. Thank you, David. I won $2,000. That's my biggest win. Congratulations. Oh no. Yeah, congratulations. More is there to come for you. I don't believe we are all one consciousness. This is from Moon Peach. This is a great question, Moon Peach. So let me see if I could help you to see how we're all one consciousness. I'm not going to convince you now. I'm just going to show you some relatable stuff, and then you can make the decision. That's what I want to do. I want to just put forth things to you, and then you can use your mind and decide for yourself. So I can do this. I can teach you. I can show you why we're... First of all, Moon Peach, why don't you believe we're all one consciousness? I'm just curious. Does anybody else feel the same way? Because I could show you why we are all one consciousness. I talked to other members. Thanks. Quantum time, is it the same as quantum leap? Yes. Bro, we need to feel like we won't have it just to keep resistance off. That's true, but I wouldn't say won't have it. You have to feel like you don't need it. That's a better thing to get rid of resistance. Because when you don't feel like you don't need it, you're abundant now, because you're telling the universe I have everything. But let's take that question that Moon Peach asked me. He doesn't believe we're all one consciousness. So let me show you why we're all one consciousness. And now in order to do this, we have to go back. Moon Peach says, cause not sure. All right, Moon Peach. So let me help you and show you what's going on here. So in order to understand consciousness and all that stuff, we have to go back to the beginning, or well, the point in where we were able to use measurements to see how the universe began, and that's called the Big Bang. So if you're aware, the universe doesn't have a beginning or an end. It just has parts. It's like a continuation. So we happen to be here in the continuation part called the Big Bang, all right? So when the Big Bang happened, for the record, the Big Bang happened because from a multiverse, from a bubble universe, what happens is they move like this in dimensions, and when two different bubble universes touch each other like this, a new universe is born. That's how we were born. That's what we call a Big Bang. These bubbles in these different dimensions, they kind of flip each other like this, and that's why you had this big explosion of our universe. So you can see there are other universes before, and we live in an infinite sea of bubble universe. So if you didn't know that. So what happens now, that's when our universe began. It had to come from this explosion of one point. That point was called the singularity. All right, Moon Peach, a singularity. Think about this. From the singularity, you and I came. My car came. Everything you see came from one single point. Now you're seeing the picture how everything is connected. So in order for us not to be one consciousness, we cannot come from a single point. But yet everything comes from a single point. Now to show you more, when this single point began, it was super hot, like plasma, right? And when this point called a singularity, when this singularity cooled down, which took billions of years in our what we call a timeline, when it started to cool down, that's when we started to develop the table of elements. Particles started to form. Protons, electrons, positrons, neutrons. These are when we got our atoms and quantum physics stuff. That's when stuff started to form, right? Boom, 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 boom. And these materials create gas, and the gas turned into the rocks and the comets, and then gravity over time started pulling stuff together, because that's what gravity do. Gravity likes to pull stuff. They started to pull stuff together. They cool. They start to be called protoplanets. And then the gases cool. They became so dense, and they create stars, and they had nuclear fusion. But when this was happening, everything became entangled. That's why you hear quantum entanglement. So these particles were entangled. So let's flash forward to right now. You and I are made from a particle. You and I are entangled. So that means I am entangled with all of you. All of you are entangled with me, and the entire world, or global, or even the entire multiverse of consciousness. The reason, though, here's the tricky part about it. The reason you cannot deliberately just go into someone's mind and read it and say, oh, da 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 da. However, you can, though, you can think thoughts, and you can pick up some of people's thoughts. That's why you can think of someone and they can call you, because you're tapping into their consciousness. But the reason I can't just go into your head and just listen to your thoughts, you can't come into my head and know exactly what I'm saying, is called a fractal. So what it means now, we branched off. So look at a tree. A tree has the root, which is a collective, and then we have branches, which is like a sub-collective. So we have branches, and you call that free will. So even though we're one, but we're on a fractal branch, that means I can't come in and listen to your thoughts, but I'm aware that you're there. Because if you look at a tree, trees have branches. Look, if some branch can have like the dead leaves, but on the same tree though, on another branch, it could have good leaves, but they're all the same. So that's why you can't perceive and say, well, if we're all connected, why can't I talk to this person's mind and all that stuff? Right. So that's why we're all connected, right? All right, let's see what else we got. Why only very less people do get enlightened? Why other people don't get interested? Because it's not their, what you call time yet to awaken. So when more people get enlightened is because of what they chose. The people that aren't enlightened, they haven't woken up yet. I always compare spiritual awakening to someone sleeping, because if you have 3 people sleeping and you go wake up, you tap one person will want to get up. Another person may not be ready to get up. They'll look at you and say, I want to sleep some more, but they'll eventually get up. And the other person may just jump up and say, I'm ready. So that's why some people got enlightened and some aren't, because they aren't ready yet. I am the tree, the insect. That's right. How do you raise your vibration before you visualize? That's a good question. So if you guys want to raise your vibration before you visualize, do this. Here's what you do. Look. 1, 2, 3. Notice my exhale. My exhale was longer. I threw out every carbon dioxide out of my body. Now, what happens now? My heart rate just slowed down. That's a great sign. That means my blood pressure is lower. My cells have more oxygen. My vibration is now up. Now I can go visualize. That's how you raise your vibration. All right, what we got here? How do I know if my Moldavite has bonded with me when you don't feel any weird symptoms? That's how you know your Moldavite has bonded with you. Is it possible? What is this now? I'm writing down how I made it on YouTube and how much I've got in my own house. That's right. That's what you got to do it. Yeah, you can script it. So got that. Everything is fractionalized. I've scripted for almost 3 years. I've manifested a majority of the things I've scripted. It seems that financial aspects are taking much longer. Okay, so that's a great indication that you have some subconscious blocks. If you're scripting and the finances aren't coming in, we have a block that I'm unworthy, I don't deserve it, money is kind of not a good thing. So that's where you want to do some auto-hypnosis, use of subliminals, and that'll knock them right out. Mark, who's winning? We are shifting every second. I struggle with visualize. I can't visualize. All right, so there's some people that cannot visualize, called aphantasia, I think. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you're someone who's attempting to visualize, I would say practice for a month. If after 1 month you haven't improved or seeing the images a lot clearer, then more likely you want to now practice what you're good at, which may be your feelings. You can actually feel more to visualize. So guys, remember, visualization is not just about the eyes, guys. When I talk about visualizing, it's a broad concept. You can visualize with auditory, through hearing stuff. There are people that can just turn music on and listen to a music and they can get into the feeling of their desires. There's people that can just close their eyes. They can't see anything because their brain can't process the image, but they can feel what it's like to have their desires. So the visualization go in all aspects, guys. So don't get discouraged and think like, damn, man, I can't see stuff, Mark. I'm not going to manifest. No, you actually got more power in other areas. You can feel stuff. And if personally, you know, my personality is if someone that can feel more than can see, they'll manifest a lot faster, because feelings is what powers the manifestation. So it's actually a blessing for people who can't visualize, because their brain has developed more sensitive cognitiveness to their feelings, which is what's the power to manifest. So hey, it's actually a good thing. So we all can manifest. We just have to tune into what works for us. What is the key to stop resistance towards winning the lottery? The key to stop resistance towards winning the lottery is stop putting the lottery on a pedestal like it's the ultimate goal and you'd be a certain way if you win. The key is to bring the lottery down as a fun game. That's going to release the resistance. Another key to winning the lottery is stop playing the lottery and trying to win the top prize. Play the lottery just to have fun and manifest abundance. That's going to make you win the top prize. And repeat that again. Stop playing the lottery trying to win the top prize, because what happens is you're focusing on top prize, which is lack. You're telling the universe, I don't have the top prize. Remember how the universe works. It assumes you already have everything. So what I do, I play the lottery as if I'm just experiencing my way to the top prize. That's going to make me win more, because I'm not focused on the top prize. To the universe, if Mark's not focused on the top prize, damn, Mark already got the top prize. That's what my subconscious will say. So eventually, you're going to be in the right place at the right time, and you're going to win a lot of money on the way to even winning the top prize. See how that works? So you get like double. So you win like 500, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, and even the $1 million prize if you approach it that way. What most people do, they cut out and go right to the top prize, and they forget how the universe works with the lottery. So you got to play to have fun. You know what? I remember reading an article on this, because this is what I've been doing for the last couple of years. But there was a guy, I think someone sent it to me. There was a guy that won, I don't know if it's North Carolina. He won like 250,000 1 month, and like next month he won like 500,000. And I think he won again. He won like 3 top prizes of scratch offs in the state. I think like over $1 million in under 3 months. And they asked him, they say, what's your secret to winning? And the guy said what I was saying. He said, I don't play for the top prize. I just play to have fun and see how much money I can win. See? Vindicated. Someone, I seen that article. Maybe one of you guys sent it. I don't know. But they asked him, he said, why you win? He says, man, when I play, I don't play to win the top prize. I play for fun. You know, guys, and that's what the lottery is. The lottery is a game for fun. It's supposed to make you imagine what it's like to win big. It's supposed to get you into the feeling. What people do, they try to look at the lottery as the escape route. No, the lottery is a back burner game. That means there's only one thing to do: set it and forget it. Manifesting the lottery is pretty simple. You got to learn to get into the routine. You got to set your budget, and you have to then visualize, and then you have to let it go, and then do other stuff in the meantime. Because while you play, you know your manifestation is going to occur all the time. So that's the key if you want to resist, if you want to break resistance from the lottery. The worst part is, what if some people die without knowing the matrix controls them? Can you explain more on collapsing lottery numbers? This is from Deborah. Sorry, this is from Derek. Sure, I can explain more about collapsing the lottery numbers. So, what I do, since I'm aware that there's all these different realities I can get into, all I have to do is get into the reality where I've already won. So what I do now, I can deliberately see some numbers, or the universe can give me numbers. The thing about the lottery, guys, is once you really like get detached from the lottery, you actually become entangled with the lottery. Let me repeat that again. Once you become detached, you're more entangled with the lottery. What do I mean by that? Every day the universe is going to attempt to make you win more money. I mean, there's so many times, there's so many numbers the universe gives me, I don't have time to play all of them. And you know what? But what I do, I write them down. And you know, guys, when I write them down, after a month, like 4 of those numbers came out. So the universe is constantly bombarding me every day with these numbers. But sometimes I just don't play them. I just don't have time. But that's what happens when you become entangled. The universe is always going to give you outlets um, to manifest the lottery. So when it comes to collapsing the numbers, thank you, Indy. Let me answer this because someone donated here. I'll get back to your question. In the short time I've been watching this live, I've made a quantum leap forward. Thank you, message powerful. Thank you, Indy. All right, so collapsing the numbers now is what I do now. So I'll see some numbers, and I'll just pick numbers I like. I say, all right. I'll give you a lottery tip too. So this part of collapsing the numbers, you're gonna have to use logic and you're gonna have to use your imagination. So let's go. So I see like, okay, I like 44. I like 1144. I'm just giving an example. That's 4 numbers. So I said, you know what? I think I like this number. So the first thing I do is I decide that's the number I'm going to collapse. So I got 1144. Next thing I do, I go to my lottery website now. And this is where the matrix part or the logic of mathematics comes in. Because the thing with mathematics, numbers follow patterns. Okay, so what I do, I say, let me look at 1144. So I go into the lottery, I go to the Play 4, and the lottery has an archive, and they'll show you the last time 1144 came out. So what I'll do, I say, all right, universe, so you give me 1144. Let me go check and see the last time this number came out. So when I go there, usually these numbers follow patterns. So let's say I look at 1144, and at the last time, let's say 1144, last time it came out was like 8 years ago, right? But prior to that, it would come out every 2 years, every 1 year, every 3 years. So 8 years now is the longest drought. So that tells me now that the universe is saying to me, Mark, this number is getting ready to pop because the pattern is overdue. So that's another method I use. And I say, okay, so 1144 has come out in 8 years. So there's no coincidence the universe gave me this number. So the universe is telling me this number is about to come out. So what I'll do, I'll get the number, I'll play it because it's double numbers. I visualize. So here's the collapse now, where the collapse comes in now. I visualize the number like every night on the lottery app where it shows you the winning numbers. I'll see 1144, whatever combination I want. I'll see that. I impress that every time on my subconscious, and I've actually done it where I've actually even manifested the exact time, because there's 2 time slots they play these numbers, midday and evening. So I say to myself, what time do I want this number to come out? Even the day I want. That happened when I did 4747. I predicted the exact time and the day, and the number came out the exact time and the day. It came out on I think it was on a Tuesday evening time. I have that documented in the Facebook group. I put the screenshot up of the numbers that show you. That was months ago though. But so I decide, okay, this number is going to come out on a Wednesday, and it's going to come out in the evening, and that's what I visualize on the lottery website every day. So what happens behind the scenes now is I'm imprinting this information into my reality, because my mind is the reality. My subconscious doesn't know. So I'll budget my money and I'll play the number, and I just let it go, and I visualize it, and then the number comes out. That's how I collapse the numbers. Now the reason it works this way is because my image is a product of my reality. So the first, for someone to for someone to understand lottery manifestation, they have to understand quantum physics and reality manifestation. So here's what you need to know. And this is what people stump a lot of people up, because people think their world is a material world and it's stuck with odds and probabilities. It's actually not. What if you have enough belief, and you can visualize, or you can write, or you can feel, or you can see, you can actually make these lottery numbers your winning numbers, because it's not like I'm trying to win in this reality. By me looking in my mind's eye, I'm in contact with the reality where this number came out. So what I did was, someone says quantum leap, I quantum leaped into the reality where 1144 would come out, the day and time. Now the thing is, now this is very tricky. I will never know the difference that I quantum leap into the reality, because I can't see the minute changes in my current reality. So to me, everything looks the same. So it's like me manifested it in this reality, but I didn't actually manifest it in this reality. I went into a new reality, because the new reality is so minute. And I give an example. The new reality I jumped in Greece someone here on their arm is a little shorter. There's no way I could tell. But everything else looks the same to me. See? But that was a new reality. Another reality, someone in Greece shaved their arm. How would I know that? Any possible tweak and everything takes you into a reality. Right now, I've been talking to you on this live for 1 hour. All of us have jumped in billion. Let me use the word. You have quantum leaped while on this live, billions of reality over, and everything looks the same to you because the air particle in my car could have decayed a little faster, and I couldn't sense that. That's a new reality. The tree outside, one of the barks could have been a little bit shorter. You can't see that. Everything looks the same. I think it's my reality. It doesn't work that way, guys. Every single moment you are flipping realities. So in one day, it's too much to count. It's infinite. You will never be able to see because the changes are so minute, and it goes across the world. The ant walking and decide to turn left instead of right just brought me into a new reality. This stuff gets really, really trippy. Online boss, thank you, online boss. $8.99. See those powerful numbers. I have gut issues. I have diarrhea and sometimes blood. I've seen in the past videos that we manifest from our gut. What can you recommend to fix my gut results issues? Also, do you do consultation calls? Yeah, you can find, I do coaching, but coaching, if you're going to sign up for the coaching, it's probably going to be a little minute, maybe right now, maybe 2 weeks to a month to wait, but you can sign up. But I definitely do. Okay, the first thing you want to do, if you're having medical issues where you have diarrhea with blood, you want to make sure you're all right. So you want to consult your physician first, okay? You want to definitely do that. Next thing you want to do, now you want to get on some probiotics. So if everything is good, start using probiotics. They'll actually get the healthy bacteria in your gut to be aligned. Next thing you want to do, if you're drinking any type of caffeine or alcohol, you want to stop. Next thing you want to do, you want to replace your daily consumption with water. Next thing now, your eating patterns. Your last meal should be at least 6 hours before bed. That's what I say. Not even 4, 6 hours. And your body is now going to become in tune, and that's when you'll notice big different health with your gut. That's what you should do. Okay, someone. I think you guys. Last night I watched a TV show. The character spoke about winning the lottery, and he started stating the numbers he played. Should I play those numbers? Yeah. If the TV show was a factual show, I would play those numbers. But if it was someone that really won in real life, I wouldn't play those numbers. But it's a sign that, you know, if you're playing a lottery, it's a sign that you win. I would just do quick picks. But if you're someone that's manifesting something, you're going to get some sign to tell you that. But with the lottery, I mean, if you're playing the lottery and someone's just talking to you out of the blue and they just said, hey man, I'll give you some numbers. You know, you got to be aware that's the universe talking to you. Remember, once you become detached and you're in the lottery, you're going to be entangled to win it. That means the universe is going to look for every opportunity to help you reach your goal, guys. Right? Remember that. That's not just the lottery. That's anything in your life, guys. Once you become entangled with something, the universe is going to conspire to make you get results. I'll repeat that. The key word is become detached, you become entangled. It basically means once you accept that the thing you desire is already yours, and it's just a fun thing now, that's when the entanglement happens, because there's no resistance. Now your subconscious and the universe can send you all the information now. Now this is where you have to become aware now. It's because the universe is going to send the stuff to you, but if you aren't like aware or canny, you could miss it. But here's I have good news for you. Even if you miss it, it's going to keep hitting you till you get it. For some people, this could take a week, 2 weeks. For some people, it could take years before they realize what the universe was doing. See? So you got to get into the vibration. That's why I teach you got to become aware and be present, because that's when you can get more that's when you can pick up the signs more, because your mind isn't in the past or the future. Now your mind can zone in on and say, oh, Mark, did you see that? Okay. Okay, Sengon Trin, $5. Thank you. I want to manifest a business, but not sure what business. Do I have to be definite? All right, so right now, you want to manifest a business, but you don't know what it is. So here's the thing. You do not know what to do. So what do? You don't do anything. You have part of the goal already. So you know, I want to manifest a business. So what you do next, now you go to your higher self and you ask. You can say just like this. Hey, what's the best business I can open that will make me feel happy and make money? What's the best business suited for my purpose? What's the best business I could open that will make me happy and prosperous? That's what you do. And you do this out loud now. And before you go to bed, you say just like that. And then you what? You forget about it as if it's going to be taken care of. Now, during that time, beep, 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 the puzzles are going to come to you. That's what you do. Now you're going to know one day something will come. And you, okay, so this is the business. Oh, I just remembered. I asked my higher self this a month ago or a week ago, and he sent this person that's trying to get me into this business. Let me see if this business is right. Do I feel good? And then you're going to know. And then before you know it, you're going to know what business you want to do, and you're going to invest it. That's how this stuff works, guys. If you don't know what to do, you don't do anything. Your ego will try to force you or tell you, and this is what the Matrix do to you. The Matrix tell you, you got to keep busy. You got to do something. If you don't know what to do, figure it out. No, man. It doesn't work like that. There's a lot of stuff I see people teaching that motivation stuff. Like you gotta keep moving. You gotta do something, man. You can't sit still. You gotta put your mind at work, and you gotta figure it out. The big picture, yeah, but what they're teaching you, man, they're teaching you to create more resistance in your life. But that's what they're doing. They're teaching you to become more stressed. They're teaching you to create more resistance, and they're teaching you to become uncertain, and they're teaching you to become impatient. Now you see what I mean? How they teach people backwards? It's really a simple game. The fact I decide, okay, I want to make more money. Just example, someone said, I want to make more money, but I just don't know how to do it. That's fine. So what I do, I just don't do anything. But what the Matrix teaches you, I want to make more money. I don't know what to do. Oh, I got to go research money. Okay, let me figure out. Let me watch this guy. Oh, man, I want to make more money, but I got to figure out how to make more money. So I start going on the internet. I start searching. Now, the more likely, that's when I'm going to get scammed. That's when I'm going to invest bad. That's when I'm going to lose a lot more money, because my mind is telling me, Mark, you got to go do it. And that's a product of the Matrix teaching. That's how the universe and higher self work. The higher self work like this. I want to make more money, but I don't know how to do it. And I stopped. I said, all right. Hey, higher self. I'd like to make more money, and show me the best avenues and bring me the right channels and the right people to help me make more money. I let it go. I don't do anything, man. I go do something else now. I'm not going to go on the internet searching nothing, because I know it's going to come to me. A week, a month, however long it takes, someone's going to come, and I'm going to make a lot of money. That's how this works. See how this works? So if you guys are struggling and figuring out stuff to do, that's fine. Just means you don't know what to do yet, which is perfectly fine. Allow your higher mind and your mind to bring the stuff to you, instead of using your ego and try to force stuff. The more we force, the more we're going to miscreate. And the more you miscreate, you're going to spend time trying to fix what you miscreate, which is going to put you in a deeper hole. That's what's called taking action versus inspired action. Inspired action is one straight path to my goal. Taking regular action is me covering up and trying to fix the mess I've already created, the stuff that I got myself into by rushing and judging, and my ego telling me time is running out, I gotta go do this stuff. And what the Matrix teaches you and tells you that, hey man, you can't sit still, man. You gotta go, you gotta make moves, man. It doesn't work like that, guys. You gotta unlearn what you've learned. And look, if you don't believe me, I could prove it to you. Watch this. When you, all of you been in a situation, when you are trying to do something the Matrix tell you to do, tell me how your body feels. Tell me if your heart rate goes up. Tell me if you feel more stress. Tell me if you feel more pressure. Tell me if you feel more anxiety. Hell yeah, you do. And that shows that you're not in harmony with the universe. Well, that's what it teaches you. Because now you're bugging your mind. I gotta figure this out. I gotta make some money. I gotta do. Everything raises your blood pressure, all that stuff. That's a clear indication that your body emotions are guidance systems. They're like beep 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 beep. The alarm is going off and say, bro, sister, you are off track. What are you doing? You're doing the wrong way. But the Matrix don't tell you that. They teach you, go get it, man. You gotta push, man. People, you don't have to do any of that, man. Everything that you desire is already coded inside of you. It's wrapped in your DNA. All you have to do is know how to talk to get it. That's what I'm teaching you. Just like I showed you how I talk to the higher self. That's the only thing you're missing. You're just missing how to communicate to yourself, man. And you're missing the patience. And you're missing the ability to understand the difference between the ego and your authentic self. Who is guiding who? That's the only thing you need to know. And then everything will like magically come to you. Magically come to you, people. Can we manifest a person by visualizing him while playing some lyrical romantic songs and feeling very loved by using heart energy? Yes, you can. Can you explain linear earth time to constant moment to moment time? Okay, yeah. So linear earth time is what we would call clock time, and also psychological time. Actual moment time now, okay, when you're in the moment is when you realize you're not in the moment. That's being in the present. When you realize you're in the present, you're not in the present. What does he mean by that? It means when I'm in the present, my focus and my senses are all about what I'm doing now. So I don't have time to think I'm in the present. I'm just embellishing everything at the time. That's when I'm present. If I'm sitting still and I say to myself I'm in the present, I'm not in the present. So linear time will make you move in the forwards and the backwards by bringing memories. Present time will have you constantly focus on the task at hand and is connected to your senses. You don't have time to be in the present. You're just present. That's the difference. Hopefully that makes sense. See how it works? Mark, what is the best way to detach? The best way to detach is to make this a game as if you don't need it. You have to convince yourself that what you want is already out there, and it really is. I think the best way to detach is for everyone to understand how reality works in their mind, and then you automatically be detached. Everyone can be detached. If you understand a little bit about quantum physics and about how your mind works, you're going to be detached. So if you don't understand quantum physics, how your mind works, you can put in a comment and I can give you a quick description, and I bet you're going to be detached, because the science has empirical evidence, and the science can do with experiments. That'll give you the confidence to say, oh, this is true. That's the only way you're going to be detached. I can sit here and tell you all the time, practice, make it fun, practice just letting it go. It still won't make difference, man, because you don't, your mind is saying, yeah, but if I could show you empirical evidence to show you how the universe works, you would automatically be detached right now, all of you. So if you don't know, my channel fills a lot of stuff, but if you don't know, just say, hey man, Show me how that stuff works. Okay, how do I stay grounded? It's broke up here. See how that works, right? Mark, I'm in Michigan. I'm coming to Florida next month. I would love to meet you. Sounds good. This is Shandia. So someone says, show us how it works. Okay, good. So let me show you how it works. So what is attachment versus detachment? So attachment is the mind believing or thinking it needs something to complete itself. That's attachment. Detachment is the mind believing and knowing it doesn't need something to complete itself because it already has it. That's detachment. So we got to understand that. Okay, so now you understand attachments versus detachment. Now let me show you the science to prove to you that whatever you want or desire, you already have it. Granted, you are not experiencing it now. There's a difference. Having it and experiencing is two different things. So if I can teach you and show you that you already have it, you will become detached a lot easier because you know it's there. So let me show you the science on that. Let's go back to the beginning of the universe. Let's go back to the singularity. Very simple. Everything came from a singularity, a point of energy. That means every single person and everything ever created, the money, all the stuff came from one point, and it spread out, and over time it evolutionized and it became us, and we made stuff. Within that singularity, everything was connected, and it's still connected through entanglement. So once we became a human or became evolved, we developed the brain and our consciousness. Yet everything still remained connected through physics. So if you want that house or that car or something you need, technically quantum theory says you've already have it. It's connected. Now here's where it gets tricky. Here's where you need to understand this stuff. Because we develop our physical senses, it's severely limited. So although we can see reality in a 3D world, it's not the full concept. The stuff that you desire doesn't exist in the 3D. It comes into the 3D once you've manifested or perceived it to bring it in. The stuff that you desire, the stuff that you want right now is more in after a 5-dimensional. It's in a vibrational pattern. Your car, your house, the money, it's there in an invisible form, yet it can be detected through a vibration. It actually exists as an actual event in space-time. It's already yours. It's like at the warehouse. So let me put it in simple terms so you can understand it now. I have a store where I sell sneakers. My supply is from the warehouse. The warehouse is where I get all the sneakers. I can't see the warehouse by looking out my store because the warehouse is 100 miles away. My eyes can't see 100 miles from me. My eyes can only see a mile ahead or 50 foot, whatever. But I intellectually know that I get that from the warehouse because the warehouse delivers my sneakers to my store. The warehouse is the 5-dimensional world. The store is you. So what I do is I simply call up the warehouse. I say, I am short on my products. Can you deliver it? Okay. You simply call up the universe by visualizing your desires, what you want. That's when it's going to be on the way to you to be delivered from your warehouse to your reality. That's why you already have it before you even recognize it. That's why you all need to be detached. This is an actual true thing in science, because it's the fact is we only see a percentage of real light. Majority of reality is hidden from our regular eyes. That's what manifestation is about. So hopefully that's the simplest way I can put it to you so you can understand it. So now, by me telling you that, now you can see how easy it is to be detached. Because if I already know that, damn, so all my dreams and my goals are like there in this invisible stuff. So damn, why am I tripping? Why am I feeling so needy? The reason you're feeling so attached is your ego. Your ego doesn't know this. Your ego only sees in 3D. That's why it becomes hard, and you buy into it, because your ego will affect your subconscious to make you feel emotions, which will tell you it's not here. But it's a lie. It's illusions. The fact is, everything that is physical is also invisible. The reason it becomes physical is because when it comes into our dimension, it has to slow down to make sense to our senses. And that's how they become physical stuff. Everything is actually an invisible thing. It's vibrating so fast. Everything actually comes from the invisible to the visible. That's the reason why things look three-dimensional to you, because your brain has to compress the information to make sense in our 3D world. But in actual reality, guys, nothing is physical. Everything is moving very fast. It's actually like energy bubbles. And then our brain compresses them, and then we see them in the physical, and that's where you experience it. So I'm here to tell you that what you want is already yours. You're just not experiencing it, but it's still yours. Like you have your warehouse, man. It's yours. You just have to allow it to come in. That's why I detach so easily, because I understand that concept. And now hopefully you can understand it, let it sink in, and then you will start to detach from everything. Ego is time bound. Ego is form. What you are is formless, which is timeless. That is correct, Wajama. Yep. So for you guys, that's why you have to understand detachment now, because it literally is yours. And guys, that's how I won the lottery, because of this concept. That's how I manifest. That's how some of you won the lottery. That's how some of you manifest your house and your car. That's how some of you manifest your stuff, because you understand this concept. Maybe you didn't understand it to the detail I just put it to you, but you became aware of it and you were doing it, but you didn't know you were doing it. That's how everything must come into your world. There's nothing you cannot, there's nothing, and I'll put it this way, I'll get you to understand. There's nothing you can be without. It's impossible. Once you make a decision that's what you want or a desire, right? It pops into that 5D ready already. It's waiting to be delivered to you from your warehouse. How do I bring it from my warehouse? This is where where people visualize. This is where people meditate. This is where people use their subconscious, because what they're doing now, they're slowing down that fast energy that you can't see and converting it into a denser energy where you can see, and it travels from there and it comes into your 3D through your unconscious and you experience it. That's how manifestation works. So if someone says, man, I've been trying to manifest this car, I've been trying to manifest this house, I've been trying to manifest this, but I can't see it, I don't have it, man, I need this. You don't need it, because you already have it. That's what Data Matrix won't tell you, though. They won't tell you that stuff. They're not going to tell you that stuff because they want power, man. Control. They want to be able to tell you what you can or cannot do, how you should live your life, what you should do, how you should do this. They won't show you that stuff, but now it's coming out. What is it saying? Whatever is hidden in the dark must come to light. I'm reporting from Florida. It's in the warehouse in the process. That's correct. Can you give some tips to touch high level of consciousness in short time, because I have understood the whole blueprint. When it comes to tapping into the higher self or higher consciousness, it really becomes about two things, right? It's about awareness and about non-judgmental. Those two things will take you to the next level of higher consciousness, because I would say the biggest one is your perception towards people. If you can develop the ability to see people for just who they are, which is people, and don't judge anybody, you automatically be tapped into a higher consciousness. You get more downloads at crazy time. Because what happens is, people don't realize this, that a lot of the stuff that's blocking us from really tapping into the high consciousness, the superconscious mind, is our phobias, our judgmental stuff, our personality, and our ego. Our ego likes to judge people. It likes to stereotype people. It's just a product of how we are. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's how we were able to survive. For safety, your mind has to give you a perception of something because it's trying to keep you safe. You say, well, those people are that, I don't want you to do that. They look like they're going to hurt you. That's understandable. But it comes a point now, if you want to get higher knowledge, that you have to eradicate that. In other words, when you see people or anything, you give them the benefit of the doubt. You don't judge them. You don't form stereotypes. And when you do that, even if the person is even if the person is dangerous, this is not making you gullible. What happens is, when you can see things without judgmental, you'll have more intuition. Intuition will tell you now what type of people these are by the energy. You'll pick them up before they come into your space, so you don't need to judge. That means your ego is out the picture, which frees up what? Energy. Frees up a whole bunch of resistance, man. If it frees up a whole bunch of resistance, that means all the information that was coming in is no longer blocked. So you can download it, and that's how you get into higher knowledge, higher consciousness. See how it works? Is it better to try and manifest a house that you see on the market, or completely imagine it in your mind without seeing it on the market? It's always better to manifest your creation in your mind. Because I can tell you one thing, guys. You could put a house in your mind that you create, and that same house is somewhere out there on the market. You could put a house in your mind that you create, and then you could manifest the money and have someone build a specific house for you. So you can do it that way, or you can do it this way. You can physically go out, you can look at houses on the market, and you can pick a particular house that you like on the market and do it the same way. So in answer to your question, doesn't matter as long as you decide that's what you want. When it comes to manifesting a home, though, it has to be something you want. So some people, they may not know exactly the type of home they want, but they have an idea like, well, I want it to look like that, I want it to look like that. So they're like, I can't put these two houses together. But what you can do, you can put a blueprint of the house. You can have a familiarity. You can say, well, okay, I want to be a flat. I wanted to have upstairs and downstairs. I want to have wood floors. I want to have 2 bedrooms. I want to have this. Those things you can do. You don't have to see the whole front of the house, man. All you have to do is see the interior of your home. Well, I know my home got to have this. I got to see, it has to have a garage. But I have to have a backyard. I have to have a nice little fountain where the water is flowing. Whatever you want, guys, because you're creating it from the 5-dimensional plane and bringing it into your 3D. And then you're going to get that very home. Why I manifest things I don't want? Because you're focusing more on what you don't want. The energy, your energy to what you want is less than energy to what you don't want. So that means that your emotions are at play. So that's people, people manifest, the reason you manifest things you don't want, because the fear and the uncertainty is more powerful than the belief and the positivity. So that's why you manifest. So if you want to fix it, all you have to do now is, okay, stop focusing on what I can't control and focus on what I want more of. And now you start to manifest what you want instead of what you don't want. What's your opinion on which is the more powerful question on affirmations, or why? Well, if you're doing affirmations, you got to do them in questions, because questions will generate instruction to your higher mind, to your subconscious mind, which will make it take an action step. Statements will that's all they do. They just make a proclamation. They don't do anything to movement. This is all going to your subconscious, right? See how it works? How to lucid dream all your desires. How to become better at this. Lucid dreaming, if you want to lucid dream more, you have to do a few things. You're going to have to change your diet. You're going to have to stop eating at least 4 to 6 hours before, so because now your body has more, can produce more DMT, and you have to go to bed at a certain time nightly so that your body can set this rhythm. And that's pretty much it if you're going to lose. And then what you want to do, you want to write down before you go to bed what you like to dream about or think about it, and then you can fall asleep and your body will actually make you lucid dream more. All right. How to deal with a coworker who did you wrong. Forgive the coworker that did you wrong. Don't forgive them for them, but forgive them for you, so that you can have the peace, so that you don't have the resistance and they don't control you. The first thing with people is, the thing you don't understand with people, guys, is, and the Matrix teach you this too, and this is how it messes up. When someone do you wrong, trust me, you're wasting your time by going over why they did you wrong, because you're not poisoning them, you're poisoning yourself, because they're going to sleep peacefully every night. The more you think about it, the more you're going to create cortisol, stress in your body. So you're going to spend time worrying, and your ego is going to say, how could they do this to me, while they're just going on living their happy life. So if you want to move on, someone that did you wrong, just let it go, forgive them for yourself, and let karma handle it. Cause and effect. The universe works that way. Whatever someone does, there's effect has to come. The effect might not come today, but when it comes, it's going to come back even more powerful, because it's going around and it has to create momentum. So that's what I always do when it comes to people. I don't get angry at people, because I know, okay, they're going to get theirs. That's how the cause and effect work. So I forgive them for myself, so I can have the peace, so they don't control me, and I just let the universe fix that stuff. And listen, it's 100% right. There's so many people I could think of right now. Some of them took years, but it happened. Some of them took months, and I was like, damn, this stuff really is true. Can we manifest having abilities like Marvel and X-Men? In a parallel universe, yes. In this universe, most likely not. You can get some stuff. You can maybe be able to remote view the astral travel, but in this particular universe that we live in, you won't be able to pick a rock up, because the elements of how physics work here are different. Maybe in a parallel world, the physics are different, where there's lighter elements. So where you and I can go, we can have super strength. You can pick a rock up that on this universe is 5 tons. In that universe, it's not that. In another universe, you can fly, because the effects of gravity is less. The air is more less dense, and you can fly and do all that stuff. But in our universe that you and I are living in, no. But in parallel universes or other universes, yes, there may be a version of you in a universe that is doing Marvel stuff, flying, picking up rocks, because the elements and particles and the way life fuse is different. But unfortunately, not in our universe, our world. Should we start with our own subliminals, or can we start with our ready-made YouTube? You can do ready-made YouTube subliminals, but with the YouTube subliminals, you want to look for a couple of things. You got to make sure they're masked, they're in theta state, and read the comments to see if people are actually benefiting from them. And make sure in the description you can at least see what the subliminals are, like what words are being programmed into your mind. That's the thing I would recommend if you're going to do YouTube, because there's so much of them out there. I always want powers like X-Men. In some universe, you're already doing that stuff. It also helps to take probiotics 1 hour before bed. Yep. See how it works? Is it okay to drink a cup of coffee in the morning? Yeah, you know what? The thing is, guys, I used to drink a lot of caffeine, but for me, it affected my ability to manifest a lot, because my gut was always like nervousness. I was always manifesting stuff like that. But what I've also learned is, I think some people are adapted to caffeine, because their body's adapted to it. So I would say it's according to your body. If your body is molded to it, you won't have any problem manifesting it. So I used to say before, like, everybody cut caffeine out. Some people, their body have adapted to it where they can actually be okay with it. But most people aren't, though. The fact is, caffeine does, it's a stimulant. It does raise your blood pressure. It does affect your gut. It creates a lot of different stimulants, and that affects your mood and what you manifest. But if you're someone, because I know people that they manifest more when they take a cup of coffee. But if you don't have any after effects, or if you can go to bed without staying up late, because caffeine is a stimulant, so it cuts your sleep pattern. So it just depends on your body. Each of our body can be adapted to anything. It's just like how people are, like, you know, like, listen, man, I have a cousin, man, in Jamaica, an uncle in Jamaica, man, and this guy's like he's pushing my uncle, he's pushing like 80 years old, and he's like an alcoholic, and he drinks. I remember when I was a kid and I'd go visit, he would have a bottle of white rum in his hand. And you know what white rum, a Jamaican white rum is? You can start a car with it. It's not even rated, man. That stuff like acid. And this guy would drink it when I was a kid, and he's 80 years old now. I talked to my mom the other day, and I asked him, and he's still chilling, drinking his rum, and he's 80. But there are people 30, and they're dropping dead after 2 drinks. So it's just how your body is made and adapted to it. That's my answer to it. It's just how your body is. Some people are just can do that. All right, so you see how it works? Elon uses the simulation theory. That's not actually correct. It is actually like a simulation, because remember I talk about fractal stuff? So what is a fractal? A fractal basically means a piece of something has the whole of everything in it. So if you go into your cells and your DNA, that means on every piece of information of your DNA is fractal. It means you have all the information coded about the entire universe in every single one of your cells. So you're not only a part of it, you're the whole of it. Now, what else is fractal? A hologram. When you take a hologram and you cut it up, each piece of the hologram has the picture of the whole hologram on it. And our universe is like that. That's why people say we're in a simulation, because we are seeing things actually from the universe, actually a 2-dimensional sphere, but everything is being projected by our brain to a 3-dimensional, like a hologram. And then what drives it more to be a simulation, like a video game now, is now our consciousness. Is that things render like a video game. As you ever play those role-playing games, and you walk in, and as you walk, the screen just comes into view, it starts rendering, and you leave, it goes back out of view. Then that's how reality says, when I look this way, look now, when I look this way, this doesn't exist anymore. Until I turn back, it pops into reality. Now to you, when I look this way, you're like, Mark, but I see everything. That's because you're consciously observing that stuff. But that's what laws of physics says. It says, when I leave my house, it doesn't exist until it comes back into my mind, and I go back, it pops into reality. And this happens instantaneously, super fast. Your brain can't process it. That's what quantum physics says. And they actually experimented with that. You probably heard it's called the double slit experiment. I know that is mind-baffling, but again, I always say, truth will be always stranger than fiction. That's why you see people say simulation or like a video game, because it actually is sort of like that. How can you use the double slit experiment to achieve your goals? By realizing that what you observe or you think in your mind will become a product of your reality. That's how it's simply said. It says reality is what I think and feel, and it's going to pop in my world. So how can you use that to your advantage? Well, if you get up every day and you start to think of your goals being achieved, and you start to see yourself like very positive or having the stuff you want, and you learn to focus on what you want, things that make you feel good, you're going to actually change physical, what you call physical reality, and those things will become actually experienced in your world. Now, it doesn't happen overnight, so I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not like, okay, I'm going to do this right now. Yeah, it has to take repetition for the mind to conform and to create what's called neuroplasticity, and then that stuff will start to pop in. But however, it will happen. Right. See how that works, right? If we're not visualizing, we have here, someone says for cage out, if we are not visualizing and feeling the subliminals while we sleep, because our conscious mind slept, then how subconscious catches that? Can you explain, please? Yes. So very simple. Your subconscious catches everything. Remember, when you're a baby, the first part of your mind developed was the subconscious. So your subconscious developed, it took about 6 years, and then your conscious came on. So your subconscious was already programmed to take everything in. So think about this. So the reason why you go to sleep and your conscious mind goes to sleep and your subconscious takes it in, because it was already predetermined or predestined or pre-programmed to do that anyway. What happens now is when your conscious mind developed, it recognized that I am in charge, so it can create a barrier between your subconscious. So it can prevent your subconscious from getting new information. So the thing about the ego is it develops a lot of bad habits. It makes you think like you can't deserve it, you're limited. So if you want to go change your subconscious, your ego will block it, because it will tell you, hey, what are you trying to do? You trying to get into the subconscious? Nah, I can't let you do that, because we are limited. You can't make that money. You got to work this hard. So it doesn't have a chance. When you go to sleep though, the guards are asleep. So the subconscious now is open. The thing about the subconscious now, it's not like your ego. It's like a computer. It takes anything in. It's not even going to question you. It just says, come on in. Come on in. Whoever you are, come on in. Because it's illogical. So that's how it works. Which teacher was an inspiration for you? That's a good question too. I wouldn't say I had a particular teacher. I would say it would be a conglomerate of different people, but I'll tell you some teachers that I watch and I learn from. Of all of them, I watch all of them, man. You have watch some of Greg Braden's stuff, Joseph Murphy's stuff, Neville Goddard's stuff. Who's the other one there? Jim Rome, even Abraham Hicks. All of them you can learn something from. I think the majority of it though would just be like just the physics of quantum physics, just watching how different science and physicists talk. It's a totalitarian stuff, but a lot of it is based on the questions I would ask and the answers I get through downloads. So I would have to say that my biggest teacher would be from the higher self of the universe. Although all these teachers, you can learn something from them because they can give you like things you can tweak and you can understand. But for you to really know the stuff, the real stuff, you have to go from somewhere else. And I think that's what it would be. But I don't have a particular teacher, like you say, I watch every day or anything. Because a lot of this stuff is just downloads. See how it works? Can you get physical symptoms from listening to subliminals like headaches? Yes, you can. And that's a product of your subconscious mind fighting off the program. Some people will experience headaches. Some people will experience vivid nightmares. Some people will experience cold sweats. Some people will experience like mood swings. That is because when the subconscious is changing, it wants to fight because it doesn't want to change. So it's going to give you all these emotions to hope that you stop the subliminals. That's a good sign they're working. Dolores Cannon as well. Yes, you forgot to say Dolores Cannon. Um, Joseph Murphy, yes, him as well. Yeah, I would say Joseph Murphy, the power of the subconscious mind, was probably the one I focused on more though, because it just talks about how the subconscious mind works and what it's capable of doing. Why do I keep seeing 888? It means you're gonna get a lot of money coming in soon. Do you know Sadhguru from India? Yes, I've watched a couple of his broadcasts as well. I've seen a couple of stuff on him. Why is the world? What is this? So, Joseph Murphy, Neville Goddard. Someone says your conscious mind is like the bouncer at the gate of your of your mind that would allow and not to allow. That's correct. Yes. The richest people. Someone says Erica here. The richest people are using the laws, whether they do it consciously or not. They're still using it. Yes, all of us are. You're doing it consciously or not. Right. Someone says what you're looking at is looking back at you. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Does the richest people use the law of attraction or not, like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos? Yes. The most wealthiest people in the world, they have access to privileged information. They have access to hypnotherapists that they don't teach you about, so they can go and remove their blocks. They have access to psychologists. They have access to information about science and physics. They have access to consciousness that a lot of people that you aren't privy to. So they're going to be more advanced. So they're able to manifest more, because a lot of the stuff I told you guys are intentionally hidden. It's not going to be mainstream. If you notice, most wealthy people, they always have one thing in common. They always talk about mindset. Well, Elon Musk used to say, man, I used to think about it, I used to see this. Jeff Bezos, I used to think about it, I used to see this. I kind of seen this before it happened. I would meditate. A lot of these people meditate, but you won't hear it too. So yes, because this is how reality works. But now you are having you have access to this information now. Now you can do the same thing they're doing. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. What is his name? Wallace Waddles? Yes, he is excellent too. Yep. Earl Nightingale, him as well. How do you manage to deal with normal people? Don't you feel disconnected with them while talking? No, because that's where you have to put down the judgment. You have to become a human. You got to become, just because, this is where you master yourself. Just because people are NPCs, non-player characters, are bots, doesn't mean you have to stop interacting with them. It just means you're just more aware of them, and you're more tolerable, and you have more you're more empathetic. So some people you can have a regular conversation with, some people you can't. That's just how it works. You can't isolate yourself now. You're not gonna be like, damn, I can't have a conversation because all these people. You're not going to be talking to everybody you meet about the matrix and consciousness and all that stuff. You're going to have regular stuff to talk about. And secondly, most of the time, you're not even going to be in that area, because most of the people that you're going to interact with are people on the same wavelength as you, because that's what you're going to be interacting with. Whether online, most of the online now, very few people you'll meet in public. You'll have typical discussion. And also, those people you're not going to want to associate with too much, because they have nothing to teach you in common. So take those into factors. You just have to be a regular person, just be empathetic, just be like, okay, whatever. Some people you can gauge if they're into it. You can say, well, this person looks like he's curious, I could help him. But that's the thing, when you know something more than the average public knows, you have to adjust yourself down to their level. You have to level down to meet their consciousness and then level back up to your consciousness. That's what will make you a spiritual being. You have to be able to adjust. You can't just, get out of here, you NPC. I don't want to talk. You can't do that. You can't be like, I'm a chosen one, get out of here. No, you have to be able to bring yourself down to empathize with them and then bring yourself back up. And the NPCs help you evolve the game. That's correct. See how it works? So that's the thing. And what I was saying before about time, right? When we talk about the psychological time, the reason psychological time is feels so real to you is because of the emotions that your subconscious sends out to you. And psychological time is really dominated by your ego. Because without psychological time, you wouldn't be able to see the future or the past. So your mind developed a real good strength in mastering psychological time, which basically fools you to make you believe there is a such thing as a future or a past. Nothing ever happened in the future. Nothing ever happened in the past. Nothing will ever happen in the future or the past. When everything is happening, it's going to happen in now. When it comes in now. What you're just experiencing are just delusions or perceptions or hallucinations of the brain to try to make sense, to produce something. But the actual truth is you're always here and now. Test it for yourself. And I said this before and I say it again. Can you do something right now, tomorrow? It's impossible. It's not here. Okay, when tomorrow comes, when it comes, now. In other words, the only time you're going to ever experience anything is now. Can you do something in the past? No. Right now. The only reason the past exists is because you have a brain and the brain gives you memories. If you didn't have memories, there wouldn't be a past. They're just constant now. But the fact is, the past that your brain is showing you is something that you experience right now from this moment. It's just your brain's perception that makes it a memory which you associated with time in a sense that, oh, this happened Monday, this happened last Tuesday. Let's go and break it down even more. And to eradicate, to show you how time is even influenced on you is because we made up things to associate time with us. We made up the days, we made up months, we make up the concept of a year, and all these things put together paints an image or a picture of something that we perceive as real, but in actual truth, it doesn't exist. It's a game. Reality and everything you see, guys, is always non-existent. It's never permanent. There's no physical reality, because if everything was physical, nothing would change. Things are always changing. Things will decompose, they'll disappear. The trees will change and disappear. The leaves will decompose. That shows you that things are in a constant state of movement. It's a transparent thing. If there was a physical reality, everything will be stuck and permanent. That's another tip for you to see how they trick you with reality. Everything is a constant movement of rebirth, disappear. So you know, it's just how your brain perceives these things, man. The brain is a very powerful and smart tool to use on our 3D plane. It took billions of years for the brain to develop. So it had a lot of time to figure stuff out, to make your world the best it has to exist. See how it works? Is imagination the key for everything? Yes. Nothing can come into your world without your imagination. Everything in your world is a byproduct of someone else's imagination. Just let that sink in. Nothing in your world is physical. It all comes from someone else's head. I repeat that. Everything you see, the car I'm sitting in, your television, your house, It was all once in someone's head, and then we created it with what we call matter, which are particles that their vibrational rate oscillates at different speeds. The slower, they look physical. Faster, they're invisible to our senses, but yet they are still there. So what happens now, because our brain needs physical, what we call perceived reality, the brain likes to process information and slow it down so we can catch it. So that's why we can see, smell, taste, and touch, which are also illusions, because all they are is electrochemical stimuli from within your nervous system. All they are is light and chemical, and your brain perceives. Did you know that there's actually no such thing as color? What I'm wearing, it's not red. This is not black. In the wavelength we see, there's no red, white, blue, or anything. It's a trickery of your brain. Did you know that? Colors don't actually exist. In real reality, there is none. There's different light waves. It's just how with the visible light interacts with your retina, and your brain tricks you and gives you perception of colors. See how that works? Should we distract ourselves when we face negative situations, or should we instantly realize that it's an illusion? Yes, you never want to distract yourself or ignore the thing, because it's just going to create more of it. You want to realize what it is, and then you want to refocus on something that will make you feel better or get you in a vibration so it won't affect you. Yep, the color thing, you go research it for yourself. You'll be shocked. Colors don't actually exist in reality. There are light spectrums that our brains conjure together to show us red, green, gold, and everything. That's why they call it the visible light spectrum. None of that really exists. It's a trickery of your brain. But to show you how real it feels, because your brain perceives it, your brain has gotten really good. Your brain had a lot of time. Same, someone says, who's this here? Cornelius? Yes. Same with programming and beliefs. They were installed in you. People don't even know their own thoughts. That is 100%. That is 100% correct. Most people don't understand that their true beliefs are stored in the subconscious. That means they have beliefs that they don't even aware that they are believing it. They're doing things and their lives are certain ways, and they have no idea that that's something that was actually hidden and driving them. They think they are in control. That's a great example of that. So the thing, if you want to listen, if you want to escape or you want to master your mind and all this stuff, you have to understand that your mind is like a computer. It takes programs in. Matter of fact, you and I are more programs than conscious. We're more programs than we are awareness. We are more subconscious programs, guys. Did you know we're about 2% awareness, and 98% everything is already pre-programmed and preloaded in us? What I'm doing today, what I was doing, whatever tomorrow, is a product of what's been programmed in me. From the way I think, to the way I walk, to what I eat. It's not my free will. It's not me like smart. This was something that was programmed and in my subconscious. My subconscious affects my conscious mind to make me think a certain way. All of you are like that. So this is why it's so hard for you to stop sabotaging yourself. This is why people like blame themselves and become victims, because what happens is that your subconscious mind is more powerful than your regular thinking mind, and it's always going to make you do something that you don't consciously want to do, and then that's what we sabotage ourselves. See how it works? I'll give you an example of that to show you the power of that. So I think I put this in a video. I'm going to put it on Tuesday, but I'll give you a little detail. So like someone messaged me and I answered the message. Sometimes I just intuitively, and she's a dancer, like an exotic dancer, and she mentioned to me that she had like a pimp or whatever. And she said, you know, I want to leave this person and I want to do my own thing. But she said, I tried to leave him, but I keep going back. This is my 4th time going back to the guy, the pimp. I'm gonna show you something deep here about your mind, so you can read it. Let's go so you can lock in and see what's happening here. She said, you know, 4 times I try to leave, and she says, you know, he beats me and he abuses me. So I asked her, I said, why did you do this in the first place? She said, well, you know, Mark, my family, my dad was a pimp, and there's no judgment here, guys. This is people, so we don't judge anything. But I'm showing you the big picture. This is what you have to understand. They're human beings and people are people. People have their own different worlds. Love people, hate people. Sorry, love people will love, hurt people will hurt people. It's a product of what they learn. But listen to this so you can get this and see what's going on. So, okay, so her father was that. So, and the other guy that's a pimp, his father was that. So we see a pattern developing here, right? So I said, you're getting abused and beaten up, which is, every single person deserves to have a full, beautiful life. No one should be put in their hands or be abusive. Nobody wants that. But here's the truth, though. See, what happens is your subconscious mind looks to program you by authority figures. Mom, authority figure. Dad, authority figure. Government, authority figure. That's why you have teachers there. So these things are set up. Your subconscious is more receptive and draws more power from that. So her dad was that. So subconsciously, she was drawn to that. But her intellectual mind, she didn't want that anymore. See the two minds going at each other, right? So why did she keep going back 4 times? And even though she was getting beat up, she don't want to, and she doesn't know why she keeps doing it, and she's trying because the subconscious mind, like the trauma, it liked the abuse. It got addicted. Your brain can get addicted to negative stuff, to being abused. But your intellect mind will try to help you and say, I can't do it, it's not good. So what ends up happening? 2 things will end up happening. Number 1, you will finally get fed up and you will use your willpower to move on. That's what she did. She did it. That's why she did it, right? But she went back again. She did it 4 times. So what happened? Willpower is temporary. The subconscious still holds on. The second thing she could do if she know now is to understand. As I told her, I said, you have to change the program. The program is running on the authority figure. It's seeing your dad. Your dad represents who you are, your authority figure. So because your dad was a pimp, you are more drawn to that type of stuff. And that's what's going to happen. And even though you intellectually want different, you will always run back because your actions and habits are stronger than your intellect. So the times you are being successful because you're using willpower, but your willpower can't focus for so long. You're going to let it go. And once you let it go, the guy would call her back and say, hey, come back. She said, okay. That's the power. Now let's talk about the guy that's doing this to her, the guy, the pimp. What happened with him? His dad was the same way. He watched his dad maybe abuse and beat the woman. And of course, he's doing that. That's a product of your subconscious, unconscious. That's how powerful, that's the program. So when a program is running, you can't defeat the program intellectually, man. She needs my pimping mark. You can't defeat the program intellectually. You have to change the program unconsciously. And that's what many of us are. All of us were broken. Some of us are still broken. We were all broken at one time because we are a product of our authority figures. Some of us seen our parents do certain things and that became our life. Some of us seen our parents do this. That's why many people will model their relationship from their dad, from their mom. Like a woman, fatherless child. If you don't have a father, Women will have more emotional. Men will have more stuff, because it's a product of our unconscious, what we were brought up to, and we try to fix this stuff surface level. That's what the Matrix focuses on. The Matrix is focused on intellect, surface level. That's why they send you to psychotherapists. Go see a therapist. What does therapists do? They just talk to you. They try to talk and do surface level. You'll feel good, and then you go back 2 more months and you're still in the same. No one ever sits you down and say, listen, we have to change your subconscious program. I'm going to teach you how to reprogram your mind. I'm going to show you how to change the program. They don't do that stuff. So this is why we're always going to be in this flux of people with different worlds. And then look, for someone now, that world is very unique to you, because you. Okay, let's use me as an example. Knowing what I know now, you would be puzzled. You'd be like, wow, how can someone do that? There are people who are like that. See, you would think that way, right? But to those people who are in that situation, it's their world, it's their life, because it's all they know, it's what they believe, it's their program. No matter what you do and try to say, yo, you're doing it, they can't see it. They can only see the program, because their emotions are controlling them. Yes, someone says, so traumas are just subconscious programs. Every single trauma, every single thing you have, if you're in an abusive relationship, if you're feeling if you're procrastinating a lot, if you're into substance abuse, if you're doing all this stuff, it was something that happened when you were a child, and your subconscious held that on. And what happens with these programs, guys, is they come up as different things. So you will never associate it with one thing. For example, someone could be an alcoholic, but their parents or their mom wasn't an alcoholic. But what happened was, when they were a little kid, they witnessed their dad beating their mom, and that became very traumatic, and that stored in their subconscious mind. So as they grew up, they had to find a way to deal with that trauma. They didn't know what it was, so they started drinking, and that's how they became an alcoholic. They would never put the two together and realize, man, I'm an alcoholic because when I was 4 years old, I see my dad like abuse my mom, and that. See how they mask? So all these things you have are traumatic. They're from somewhere that the subconscious was trying to protect you, because it's infinite. It likes to bury these things, but it must come forth in some other area of your life. So the secret is this: you just have to understand. Okay, man, damn. If you want to be saved, first you gotta want to be saved. Like this girl, she was ready to be saved. She wanted to leave because she's like, I gotta figure this out. That's when you will see the change. Some people aren't ready to leave. You can't save someone if they don't want to be saved. Right? So what's the best way? Someone asked me, what's the best way to reprogram it? The best way right now in this time and era we're living in is either self-hypnosis, which is easy, hypnotherapy, or auto-hypnosis, which you can get subliminals and you use them with earphones for 90 days. You get the ones that you want to remove. Remove self-sabotage, feel worthy and deserving, feel loving. All these are out there now. People can literally go change 50, 20 years of traumatic experience in literally 90 days. It's out there right now. This should be the major headline on all the news stations. Change your life. Da, 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 da. They should teach us in all the schools, because there are so many people that are suffering right now and they don't even know what to do. They're fighting themselves and they're losing. They're fighting themselves and they're losing. And it's not really your fault. You're just a product of your program. So we tend to beat ourselves up. And that puts us in more, now you lose even more confidence, because you're like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing this. And you're like, why can't I do this? So you beat yourself up. And it's not your fault, because you were unaware when this stuff was happening, man. But when you're ready now, most people are ready, they get fed up. They're like, man, I'm tired of this, man. That's when the change will come. That's when they're ready to be saved. Right? Someone asked me, Kajal, do you believe in reincarnation? Yeah, reincarnation is a real thing. Every energy can never be created or destroyed. So we know that's the law of thermodynamics. And it comes back now. You could be reincarnated on this planet Earth, or you could be reincarnated on a totally different planet, or you can be reincarnated on another civilization as another humanoid or human whatever, or you can be reincarnated on another parallel Earth just like this, where everybody looks the same, but the reality is just a little different. Um, but we know it's real because we have evidence of these kids. They remember their past lives and they've been documented. Actually, reincarnation was one of the stuff that was taken out of the Bible, if you didn't know. That was one of Constantine didn't want the reincarnation in the Bible, so he removed it when at the Council of Nicaea, when they were creating Christianity. See how it works? Yep. So the thing is, you have to understand that when you're experiencing emotional stuff in your life or these blocks, any block you're feeling, if you notice it, you don't. I'm not showing you. You don't have to go figure out the block. You just know, okay, I know there's a block because I'm suffering from this. I'm getting this, so I know there's a block. So if you want to know when you have a block or emotional trauma, you're gonna do a pattern. You're gonna go in a loop. If you notice you're doing a loop, like I use this girl's example, a loop. She left, went back, left, went back, 4 times, loop. She can't stop. There's a loop going on. So you got to be wise and aware to understand, like, damn, something ain't right here, man. I want to leave, but I keep going back. See, you have to be true to yourself. I keep doing this pattern. So when you notice a pattern, if it's not a healthy or good pattern, you have a traumatic block. That's all you got to know. Okay, I got a block. What can I do? Then you can just go find a subliminal, man. Release trauma. Heal within. Remove subconscious blocks. Feel deserving. Any of those will work. All the subconscious mind wants to hear is something that this is what will change all blocks in your subconscious mind. This is the one affirmation your subconscious wants to hear. It will remove any traumatic block. All it wants to hear is this: I love myself. I am worthy and deserving. I deserve everything that's good. That's all it wants to hear. It just wants to hear stuff that says, I love you. I'm confident. I deserve it. I respect myself. That's it. When the subconscious mind hears that, the program changes. Now you won't do those stuff anymore. That means you're going to respect yourself, that you won't attract or get into abusive, because now your vibration is going to change. You're going to different people. The other thing that's very powerful about the subconscious, I don't think a lot of people talk about this. We know the blocks, but about the energy and the attractive factor it uses, because it must prove to you, not only you'll have these blocks, but it will bring the people in your life to match your blocks. For example, the exotic dancer, she attracted a pimp that abused her, just like her dad was a pimp that probably abused some other. See, that wasn't a coincidence. We're going to look for people that match our program. That's your subconscious mind doing that, people. That's how powerful it is. That's right, Trevor. You can't save those who don't want to be saved. When someone is ready to be saved, that's when they're going to recognize 2 things. They're going to recognize what I've been doing, and they're going to recognize the pattern. That's when they become awake. That's when they're like, damn, I can't do this for the rest of my life, man. I can't go back to this. This is just not work. That's now. There you can help them. But unfortunately, guys, most people aren't to that level yet. Most people are still stuck in that like turmoil thing. Because the thing with human beings is and our ego does this. You see, another thing too, why people get into like abusive relationships and stuff like that, and people toxic stuff, because we think we can change the person. You think that, oh, I could change her, I could change him. Maybe there's a little more time, he'll stop doing it, she'll stop doing it. I can make her do this, I can make her love me, I can make him love me. You can't do any of that. That's your perception. It's an illusion. That's why another thing that is the ego at work, because the ego wants to fix and try to prove to you. And that's another reason you get caught up in this stuff, because you literally think you can win. or change it. I could change her, man. Because you know, abusive relationship goes both ways. Men, women, women abuse men, men abuse women. So it's no different. But because we, and then another thing too, your ego will trick you with the concept of time. It'll tell you, man, we've invested so much time, man. We've been doing this for 4 years. What am I going to do now? I can't go find somebody new because I'm already beaten up and and I might as well stick to this situation and see if I could fix it. All of that is an illusion. You can't fix it. You can't save someone if they don't want to be saved. You may have the intention to want to help them, but they won't be receptive until they decide to change. So stop wasting your time. Move on. Which is better vibrations to hold? Happy feelings for time to or remain neutral? Neutral is the best feeling to remain because it's the easiest to achieve. Happiness, we have to kind of push and look. But when you're neutral, you're all the good emotions at once. Neutrality has everything in it. Right? Which subliminal did you use to reprogram your subconscious? I've used a lot of subliminals, but I think one of the ones that's very good I recommend you guys to use that is there on YouTube, and I think it's very powerful. I think it's called Remove Self-Sabotaging Tendencies, Feel Worthy and Deserving. That's a free one on YouTube. I recommend that one. That'll remove a lot of your blocks. There you have it. It's called Feel Worthy and Deserving, Remove Self-Sabotage and things. Been on there for like 5 years. Anyone in the chat or Mark, can you give me your opinion on religion? Growing up, we had to go to church and they make it seem like manifesting is evil. So when it comes to manifesting, it's hard. This is from No Filter. I could definitely relate to this because I was in that situation where you become indoctrinated and religion, and that's another thing to show you how the minds program you and how you fight for something that's not even true, but you believe it because you were conditioned to believe it. But again, No Filter, this goes to the thing if you're ready to be saved. When you start to notice patterns and you, first of all, let me share something that you know you have. You have a hidden tool within you to tell you when you're off course. It's your feelings. For me, when I was in religion, it just didn't feel right. Every time there was a resistance, I knew something was off. Because I'm saying to myself, man, if this is the real thing, I should be in harmony. I should feel good. Why am I questioning stuff? Why am I feeling this way? Because your higher self is telling you something. Spirituality is your true calling. I said this before. Spirituality is the true you. Religion is someone else's made up story. It's not your story. It's someone else's story that they put to you to try to make it use your story. Your story is your spirituality. Religion is Constantine's story. It's Romans. It's how they create this stuff. It's not even your story, man. So you have to understand that first, and then you can get out. That's correct. World Bridger. Religion sells you someone else's story. And that's why you'll never be in harmony with it, because your body and your soul is going to reject it because it's not your authentic self. All right? Oh my God, this is from who? Too Far Out. Oh my God, I've been away, girl, for exactly 4 years, like you said. And you're supposed to split up today. We're both tired of it, but haven't been stuck to it. Right. Stop self-sabotaging, feel worthy and deserving. You are enough, subliminal. Yep, that's the one. It's on YouTube right there. Go search it. Do you still use the why affirmations? Yes, when I want something, I still use the why affirmations. This is a good one from Juicy here. Manifesting is the same as praying in different words. That is correct. Prayer is actually, did you know that when you pray, you are actually praying to your authentic self, but you believe you're praying to like a god, a deity, and that's why your prayers get answered, because what really happens is you believe in yourself. That's all prayer is, guys. Prayer is a form of chanting or a form of tapping into your true self to create, because everything is already in you and out you. So you're correct. Praying, and when they teach you this, they don't tell you that. They teach you like you're praying to this God and you believe it, but you're actually praying to yourself, which is part of that stuff. They'll say, oh, blasphemy. You can't pray to yourself, da da da. I bought a Powerball ticket. How can I make it stronger? A guaranteed win. You don't make it stronger. It becomes stronger by you detaching and just knowing you're gonna win. Don't try to figure out the time like when. Just know that I'm playing to win and you're gonna win. How to remove fear or loss after a win? It means you're not detached. I play Fantasy 5 games. So if you're playing the lottery and after a loss, if you fear, would you say how do I fear? To remove fear of loss after a win? Yeah. So anytime when you know you're detached from something, you don't have any feeling of it, whether you win or you lose. It's kind of the same thing. And actually, my perception on a lottery, I think what helped me too, this may help you guys, is I never look at a ticket as a loss. I just look at a ticket as it says hasn't manifested yet, or one step closer to my manifestation, because that's really what it is. Because when I look back and I was playing, all those tickets that people would say are losing tickets, they were just leading me up to the winning ticket. So if I kept looking at them as losing ticket, I probably would have stopped playing, because I would have gave up. But because the fact I just look at each ticket when it says a loss, I didn't see lose on the ticket. Even though the ticket says sorry, not a winner, that's not what I didn't see. I didn't see that. I just see it on the ticket where it says one step closer to your goal, one step closer to your manifestation. Manifestation hasn't occurred yet. That's what I superimpose on the tickets. So my perception, my state of mind led me to my manifestation. Who is this? Lord Currency says the title of this video could easily be "Fire Your Therapist." Do you believe in UFOs? Oh yes, these are dear beings have been here for a long time, guys. It's not even a question of belief anymore. It's a question of now the information to show and to bring it out more. What is it? See how it works. Yes. Mark, what if 888 on top of your lottery ticket? Oh man, that's one of the biggest signs you're gonna win some big money. If you get a lottery ticket and the back of the ticket and the serial number is like ends in an 888 or a lot of 8s on it, you best believe you got a big winning coming around the corner. I would take a picture of that ticket and use it to visualize, because it's gonna happen. That's no coincidence. All right. Does constant visualization matter, or should it do it when we feel like it? At first, you have to develop the habit. So at first, you should do constant visualization to get your mind acclimated to it. But after a while, you can do sporadic or intermittent visualization just to bring up a feeling or just to be in harmony with it. But at first, you have to do it to constantly get it. After that, once you get it, you can do intermittently. Remote viewing, interesting. Yes, remote viewing is an example of what I talk about, how consciousness and everything is one, how everything is transparent, right? How reality and entanglement and quantum entanglement work. Because how can you be sitting here and be seeing something in live time? The real fact is you're not sitting there. You're actually connected to everything at the same time. You're just tapping in, so everything is transparent. And we know remote viewing is a real thing because the CIA declassified it. They spent about $25 million on using people to do this stuff. I mean, just imagine stuff that your government can't show you, man. The stuff that they're putting out that's declassified. I want you to think of something. When you see stuff that's declassified, look at it like 10 times more than the stuff they couldn't tell you. That's really deep. The stuff they put out as declassified is really trippy and amazing. Like, damn. But they show how reality, law of attraction, the mind works, extraterrestrial, these crafts, all these things they put out as declassified. They are very trippy. Now imagine that's what they want you to see. Imagine the stuff that they will never put out to let you see. Truth is always stranger than fiction. That's how you got to look at this stuff. The government is not stupid. They're very smart. So when you see something that's really trippy, you say, man, best believe they have even more trippier, deeper stuff that will blow your mind or probably collapse society and the way our beliefs work and the paradigm. It probably shut religion down. It probably cause people to not believe in government anymore. They can't show you that stuff, man. So that's what I want you to think and realize how deep this stuff is. So if you see these things and you realize, like, damn, interdimensional travel, consciousness is a portal. You use your consciousness to create. All this is part of the declassified stuff, right? Third eye being seen different dimensions. UAP vehicles. These vehicles that can use anti-gravity, can bend light. Interdimensional travel. That's what they want. That's imagine what they couldn't classify, man. Remote viewing, the ability to see stuff. What else? I could tell you this. What else is out there is more farther than you can ever believe. But they'll keep that till the light. You won't see that stuff. That's going to be locked away. Like with the crafts and all the technology, they don't put that in the government. They put that to what you call private industries so they can get by the Freedom of Information Act. Because if the government was using that stuff, they'd have to divulge it. But what they do, they're smart. They take all that technological stuff and they put it to private industry, which is not bound by the Freedom of Information Act. So you can't go to Congress and tell them, open this up. And for these private industries, you don't even know who they are. They compartmentalize all this stuff. So I tell you, bro, I tell you, this is a they're very smart people, man. CIA declassified documents, law of attraction, true. Mark, yes, that's why they declassified it. They spent money and they showed that they have people who did this. Can we use water to manifest spiritual? Yes, water is very powerful. I mean, your brain is 80% water, your body's more water, but your body's like an electrochemical, it's like water and electricity. So water, remember now what water does, water takes the form of everything it goes into. Like this bottle, see, it takes the form of this bottle, the water. So you can use words. People do, they write on the water what they want. They write money and they drink the water. But when they drink the water, they have to see and believe that the water is going to take that form, and the water will do that. So water manifestation is very powerful. And actually, water is a very high vibrational energy because water has hydrogen, which is a very combustible and powerful. You can turn hydrogen into running cars and fuel. It's double hydrogen. That's why it's called H2O, double hydrogen than the oxygen. And oxygen is very powerful. It's flammable. So you have this big, so you are like a walking, ticking expansion of energy. Remember, to manifest, to create more, is the more energy you can put on something, the more you can get it into your 3D world. And drinking water, having water is a way powerful way to manifest stuff. See how it works? That's the interim little spaces that you don't really know about. They don't really talk to you about. But the power, that's what I said, guys. I mean, there's going to be things that are going to start to slowly come out as, you know, like all of you guys, we all picked this timeline to be here. So this timeline you're living in, you're going to see major changes in every part that's never been seen before in history. You're going to see changes in the paradigms and beliefs. You're going to see changes in the structure of religion. Things are going to start to change. You're going to see changes in our hierarchy in the universe. You're going to see changes to see that there's different civilizations and beings, and it's going to be a lot of people will be shocked and they'll be down, but more people will start to buy into it and accept it. This happened in history before, it's going to happen again. But right now you're at the point, I think right now is the best time you're here to be alive, because you're at the perfect junction where you're going to see a lot of new things and developing to help you. So, and keep in mind, you guys chose this time, that you came here at this particular time. You planned this already. So you're all here to do this. Even the Roman Catholics retain secrets, keep control over populations. Yeah, go to the Vatican Library. They have some information they won't release to the public, and they keep it locked away in the Vatican Library. They keep it locked in the Vatican, man. Even in the Vatican, they have the painting in the Vatican where the UFO, the disc, the Book of Enoch, Ezekiel, the encounters with UFOs. It's all in the Bible. They call them fears of light, speeds. And remember now, these guys in the Bible, when they write these things, they would see these things and they would describe them as angels and different beings or God, because to them this was new, this was a big thing. So people literally think these are gods and angels. That's where we get a lot of stuff as beings and angels. They're describing things that were very. Imagine you living in the early history where you only had a horse or a donkey and you live in a clay house, and then this spherical ship lands in with material you've never experienced, technology you've never seen. You too would think like they're a god, or like, oh my God, this is like God. If someone becomes a Freemason, would they become rich? Possible, because they'll have more connection of members. So if you're a member of the Mason, you may have someone has connection in the stocks and this and that. They could give you the opportunity to make more money, to make you rich. You could have connections in the law, in the Congress, in the political, or whatever. Yeah, they can have opportunities to help you. What they say is not who you know, is who knows you. Watch the documentary Tear in the Sky. The truth is coming up about UAPs. Thank you, Jane. I got my manifestation. This is from Angie. I got my manifestation and lost it several times. What am I missing? I've manifested some unbelievable things but couldn't keep it. Yes, Angie, what you're missing is you have a block. You're missing the consistency. That means your subconscious isn't in line with your conscious desires. Your conscious desires doesn't match your subconscious intentions. That's why you'll manifest it, you'll keep it, but you'll lose it because you're using willpower and your subconscious comes back and take it. So you have to go in there and work on your subconscious and change it to a belief of wealth, of abundance, of loving yourself, and that's when you'll see the consistency. Now you're going to have your conscious desires will match your subconscious intentions. That's what's called alignment. That's where you're going to have more consistency, and you're going to start just go up, and just manifest, and this time you won't lose it. All right, guys, so thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the donation. I see here we're at 106.11. Perfect. And thank you for the members, and I'll see you again in a couple weeks. I'll jump back on and we'll do another live. Thank you.